Hi!
Hi.
Hi.
And hi everyone, it's the YY Westie from Wrocław. I'm here with Piotr and Marta.
I'm Piotr.
One of the most beloved couples in Europe. Really?
No, wait.
It's about-
She's the beloved one.
It's about the couple, not you.
Yes. She's the beloved one, like just hanging there.
They both compete in the All-Star division and they've both been teaching for many years, I would say.
Whatever.
6.
It will be 7 this year.
Might be 7 this year, true.
Let's start with a bit of your history. Where'd you grow up?
You go. Poland in general.
Yeah, Poland in general. It was quite interesting. I will start from the different part of our life. So when you're getting married in Poland, you need to gather a lot of documents. It is like where you were born, where you were baptized, when you had like the first communion,
I think so. I don't know.
and the stuff around like Catholic stuff. So when we were collecting our stuff, our documents, every form was from different city. For me and for him. So we were moving a lot. I was moving a lot because my parents were studying when I was born. So they were moving because of the work. And he was moving...
Because of my father mostly. Because he was actually a professional soldier.
And how did you end up in Warsaw?
It's in the middle.
It's exactly actually true. So she ended up there because Warsaw has probably like the best universities. So that was it. And I went
I wanted to go to Krakow, but it was too far away.
And I ended up in Warsaw because of her.
I would assume that you also have some normal, like ordinary jobs.
She doesn't.
Yeah, I do. I work. I have been working for over 12 years now in clinical trials, in project management.
I'm a teacher. I teach English. Kind of ish right now. Just like I just do one day right now.
How often do you travel to events?
42.
And like we are, like last year, it was 20 weekends of learning and 22 weekends of teaching.
That's it. So 42 weekends.
But yeah, some of them were in Warsaw.
So do you sometimes stay at home? It's like only 10 weekends a year.
But for Christmas, we usually go to one of our families.
Yes.
Because
No, we do have some free weekends, but not a lot. We are working on that. So this year we had 1 free weekend, as
Yes.
you know.
So far.
One free weekend.
We're working really hard.
Is it possible to become an all-star without any dance background?
Yes.
We did. So
We did.
that's possible. Next question.
So can you take me step by step from zero to hero?
It's definitely easier if you have, for example, a classical background, and then you go into West Coast swing.
It's
Examples.
easier to move up or faster. So
Yeah.
you can move up faster
So it was kind of slow, I guess, for us.
at the beginning.
At the beginning, in a way, for example, once I got to intermediate, for a year I didn't have any finals. And I think I just had to reach like this point when I was like comfortable with some aspects of West Coast swing, right? That I was actually doing better and better in the competition. So I started doing very well in intermediate.
Yeah.
And I think once I hit advanced, it was like,
Yeah, from the first competition. I really think it's important to have good balance in your learning curve. So to have workshops, private and practice time, plus a lot of social dancing. So it cannot be only one thing. You need to go through all of that because different kind of classes giving you different kind of experience.
What would you think if someone would tell you that he prefers to take only private lessons and no group classes, or the other way around?
So private classes are really good for like particular corrections. So especially if you do not have a lot of like regular classes, then it's really good to go to the privates from time to time because they can correct stuff which is your habit now. Because through the dancing with the same people, you are getting some habits. And we are always doing that because we are dancing quite a lot with each other. At the beginning, it was like we needed corrections. We needed a lot of correction because we couldn't see our mistakes and we couldn't correct it properly. That's why we were going to quite a lot of private lessons. And for the workshops are giving you, it's cheaper option. That's first thing. They are usually giving you more patterns. They will still, like, if you're going to try workshops, you will get a lot of technique. And you have a possibility to practice with a lot of people with different type of the connection and different background. So I think it should be a mix of that.
I agree. It's a perfect answer.
How long did it take you to get to All Stars from the point where you started dancing?
It's difficult for us to pin a point when we start like really dancing West Coast Swing and like learning it properly. So we will go from the first like our first competition ever was Budapest. No,
2012.
2012. 3
I
years.
think it was 3 years. I would say it was 3. So 2012, which would mean that 2015 was my first All-Star.
I think, yeah, and for me it was a year after 2016.
Yeah, although actually I wanted to make it later, but they didn't allow me to. So
yeah, like back then he wanted to stay in advance, but like the chief judge told him, you can compete here in All-Star or do not compete.
just
Why did you want to stay in advance?
so it felt more comfortable.
Okay.
It was like, no, once you just keep winning or like keep getting threes, it's like, yeah. Like once you get to a new division or you're just newcomer, maybe advanced, maybe All-Star, like you don't feel as comfortable as once you get to know the people and the judges get to know you, which is actually quite important as well. When you think about it, the judges have to know you.
You need to recognize
Right,
you.
they
You
have
need
to
to be kind of
recognize it.
consistent in the competitions to go through the ranks.
And then it's like, I'm comfortable here right now, so it's fine.
Yeah, in All-Star, having almost 100 points, you are
It's fine.
What made you fall in love with this dance in West Coast?
It's actually true.
It started with the video of John Lindo.
Which one?
The one with Stephanie Batista, Stephanie McHenry.
They were dancing to Diana Kane, I think that's the name, Damage.
There were two songs.
There was one bluesy song.
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
Soul Serenade, was it?
It
Doesn't matter. Anyway, like, so we see this video, it was like, well, first of all, we thought it was kind of like a choreography,
yeah,
but it wasn't. Right? And it was just perfect, and you can see the interaction in the couple, right? When they're trying to do things together, they have fun. And there are people in the background who are having fun with them, and basically they're competitors.
You two have quite a lot of experience as judges in competitions. And I wanted to ask you if you can tell about the criteria you use to evaluate followers and leaders.
I always try to judge through comparison. So I do not have criteria.
Unless it's timing.
Yeah, timing is the most important. That's definitely. The thing is, like, when I see the group for the competition, I'm trying to find the best and the worst people and then compare the rest of the people. So sometimes you can be my 9 and sometimes you can be my 7. It always depends on the group. I think it's more fair.
On a 1 to 10 scale, by the way. Or actually
5
to
9.
10, I
Yeah.
don't know what it does.
Yeah, because it's 9 point something, blah blah blah.
9 point something.
Yeah.
What
So
is it?
it's like I have my table with
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and I'm adding the numbers, which means 9.5 or 7.8, like to compare people. And definitely we are trying to have timing as our priority. And then I really love, for newcomers, it's always timing.
Okay.
And usually it's enough. And then you can compare how it looks. And you can add proper stretch and proper compression.
Yes. We both
And
like
that's
stretch and
the notice.
compression.
Yeah. And so like followers waiting, leaders giving the space. And then like having, judging the higher division, it's other stuff. Like more creativity, more variations and contrasts.
Is it something that you look for in novice as well, or are you talking about intermediate and above?
I would say more for intermediate and above, but I love when I judge in the prelims. I really like to see people dancing differently to different kind of songs. I don't want to see the same girl dancing the same styling, for example, for slow song and for blues, or slow song and fast song. It doesn't look good. So I still want to have that impression that if I want to hear the music, I will see what kind of song is played.
And would you say that timing is still a criteria in intermediate and advanced? And
For us, yes, not for everyone.
Absolutely.
Not for
I mean, for
everyone.
me, it is. So you can have like an amazing quality of movement and have amazing patterns, but if you fail at like hitting the brakes, or for example, basically like your timing is a little bit off, you just still gonna be like no. If
Or
you have
lower.
other people who actually do less,
but
their own time.
And would you say that your teaching is competition oriented or social oriented or
Connection based. I think like focused on connection and how to lead properly, right? And
So
obviously
that's why I think more
social.
social dance.
Yeah.
It's not like for me. If you want to have a workshop dedicated to competition, you need to focus more on the visual part of the dance, and usually for us, technique is more important than like the proper look.
But eventually, once you get the technique right, you get better. You know, your frame, your posture gets better.
For the highest level, we do have classes on the look, but still, connection is more important to us.
if now, for example, a beginner dancer comes up to you and asks you for the most important tip that you could give. He wants to be a pro dancer like you. He wants to teach. He wants to evolve and be better in, let's say, in competition.
That's a very, very complex question.
No, the easy part is like, you need to earn a lot of money. And you need to spend a lot of money at the beginning.
But in general, if you want to be a pro, you have to love what you're doing. That's pretty much it. Because if you don't, you're gonna get like fed up with it eventually.
Yeah, and I still think you need to travel a lot.
We have some good examples of people who actually got to champions from
Yeah.
start. Right?
Yes. But there are not many.
There are not too many yet. Right. I think also the fact is that you have to show yourself in. I'm not talking. You have to show yourself in US if you want to become a champion, right? So
And that's expensive.
and it's not just one event a year. It's like you have to be there for few months, right? And the ones you get noticed, for example, you get to be asked by other champions to do strictly with them, right? Because you're good as an all-star in Europe, right? But once you get this spotlight with another champion in US,
It feels like invitation. And
yes.
I think that's okay.
Is it something that you would try to do in the future? Are you thinking about it?
Yes for him, no for me.
Okay.
Hi Victoria, how you doing?
I want to dance with you.
Nice with you.
How did you acquire your unique nickname, Batman?
Our
It's
first
two events story.
2 events, though,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
It was the first time I was called Batman was Batman actually. Batman. It was New Year's Swing Play 2012 or 13.
No, it started with our strictly during the Warsaw swing. Not Warsaw, it was back
Oh yeah, it was that
then.
T-shirt.
Yeah. So,
True.
yeah, we had the t-shirts with similar color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And his was with Batman. And then during New Year's Swing Fling, it was a different one, but it was also with Batman.
Yes, I know about that. But it was the first time was Steve who said, like, I think I drew, I think it was Joel or Bev. I don't know who was the first one. I knew in the Oscar attended both of them. It was my first time doing double trouble.
Yeah.
It was actually very fun. He said like also France meets Batman.
And then after the event, there were those photos.
Yeah, so I had a series of photos of me looking at girls' chests, and
Someone commented.
someone said that I'm a
Batman.
Batman.
No,
So then I'm Batman. Can I use both interchangeably, really? And then I started giving like gifts from people, like Batman belts.
And are you still waiting for someone to buy your Batmobile?
Yes. Please. Yes, please.
If you appreciate Piotr's work, buy him a true Batmobile.
I drive a really old car. It's black, but it's not a Batmobile. please.
And how did you two meet? Who hit on who?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I hit him.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I did.
How did you do that?
We met.
I've never been a very attractive person, but I used to play a guitar.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, we met during the language camp.
What age was that?
She was 17, I was 18.
And you played a serenade for her on the
No, I was just playing for girls in general, right? She was the one who just, I think, liked it the most. Although I know, right, that she hated my singing.
Yeah.
She was lying about it, because...
No.
But I'm pretty sure she wanted to hit on me as well, so that's it.
Never.
And how did he convince you? Because you say you weren't interested at first, so what made you...
How did that happen? There was this letter I left you that you have to take chances every now and then.
Yeah.
And you did. And I was like, oh yeah, score.
And you stayed together ever since, or you split once in
We had
between?
like longer shorter breaks, I guess. There was like one which is like a year old. But we always kind of came back. Good back to each other.
Yeah, but it was really difficult at the beginning because of distance, and like there was 700 kilometers between us for first year.
Mm-hmm.
And
then she moved to Warsaw, I moved to Radom.
He was moved to Warsaw.
But I failed my exams, I'm sorry, ma'am.
So we were still for like 2 hours apart for the next 5
years, I guess. Yeah. But then I moved to Warsaw.
Yeah.
And it worked out, so it's fine.
Let's end with something funny.
What have I been doing for the past 5 minutes? Jeez,
Okay,
I need to work on my comedy now.
I wanted to ask you if you can think of the most awkward or funny or embarrassing moment you had on the dance floor.
Oh, there's a video clip of me and Irina dancing. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
It says Irina beats the Batman, if I remember correctly. It's got like over 3,000 views or something like that. 2,000, I don't know. So I spin her into like a free spin, and her elbow, I mean, I was working my posture back then, I'm sorry, so my head was like, a little bit forward, and her elbow was a little bit too high, and she hit me in the face. Hard.
Yeah.
And quite recently, which is funny.
We will send you a link.
Yeah, so quite recently, same hotel, almost the same spot on the dance floor. Remember, like, was it New Year's Twinkling? I'm dancing we're dancing actually together.
Oh my
In
god.
this area, and I take this like, I prepped myself for this one leg spin, and it was really wide, and I didn't notice there was a couple dancing next to us, and I just chopped a girl that she was like in the air for like a second, and bam! Yeah, I'm really sorry about it. We had a good dance later though. That was a good one.
No, I really love her response at the end.
Yeah. Because she kind of like, so she was, first of all, she was really, really shocked, and I was shocked because I was like, wow, that happened actually. Because I'm usually very careful on the dance floor, like then my floor practice is pretty okay-ish, you guys.
And it was like empty space, a lot of empty space, so we could dance. Like we went to the other side of the ballroom to dance and to have the space. But there was that one couple who moved.
Yes. Well, anywho, so I said that I'm really sorry that we should dance later, right? And she found me later, although I was looking for her as well. And she found me later, we danced, and she was like, oh, it was worth it. I was like, yes, thank God. She didn't hate me. Yeah. I still blush a little bit.
That was really bad.
That was a bad one.
But you're right that it was almost the same spot.
True.
So you should never dance on
I'm
that
never
floor.
dancing on that side of it. That's why I stick to the DJ moves.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I had a lot of fun.
That was fun though.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
let's go to party. Woo!
No kids. No
I don't do
school.
anything else. Like I used to do. I used to do school kids.
Those baby bloopers.
One final. First leg out of knowledge. It was longer for me.
That's so good.
Yeah, so it was 2012. And
hello, Elvan. Hi, Elvan. Oh, bye, okay, whatever. By the way, I'm selling my points. Anyone? Takers? It's €1 per point.
We are so cheap.
So cheap.
Okay. If
Yeah.
so, actually, the music was off time, not you.
Exactly. I think music was off. Absolutely. I was fine. I was awesome.